real reality, and I do this for a living, and I'm not just saying this because you're sitting next to me. I have talked about this on this podcast many times. Like, I think it's the greatest thing ever, personally, just from an entertainment point of view.
Yeah. It was great. Yeah, it was. I mean,
and not even at your expense. I think people are, but so like there is this, narrative out there that, right, like you were this mastermind of like, let me start this account, befriend Jen, work for her, get her put away, which we all know was in motion way before this reality show.
Like a decade.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So that doesn't even work out timeline-wise because we didn't even decide to start that account until after we had already been through some crazy experiences with Jen Shah and we were already out and away from Jen Shah. So it's not like I went into this with this mastermind plan. I didn't know she was going to be how she was. I had no idea she was going to treat people how she treated people. I didn't know she was doing the things she was doing illegally. I had no idea. So it'd be impossible for me to plan that. As far as you had this mastermind to get on the show, I didn't know Jen was on the show when I first met her. I did find it out a few weeks after knowing her. After doing the WAP video that, oh my God, that lives on the internet. Also,
that lives on the internet.
Oh my gosh, that's a regret. But she did end up telling me, it did end up coming out, and I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to be on the show. I don't think that's something to be shamed for. I think anybody would take an opportunity that they feel like would better their situation.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're living in Salt Lake, there you are.
Yeah. Well, and Heather Gray herself has said she was the biggest Bravo fan. She was the biggest Housewives fan, like, forever, for years and years and years before being on the show. Like, what is wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Honestly, I would love to know.
Well, I feel, from my opinion, is you are very honest. I mean, even though you were associated with this account, not all housewives are. I think there's this image that they want to put out.
Yeah. And I think it's funny because, they want to, burn me at the stakes for this account, but are we really going to act like they've never had a burner account or been behind a page or fed blogs information or leaked stories to pages? Like, come on.
Right.
And
I mean, do you think that's just the world we live in, right? Because, like, the OC has been on, RHOC, Real Housewives of Orange County, for 18 years. Like, Vicki Gunvalson was 43 when she started. She's 61 now.
So crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just a different world. Like, we are in a world where, like, I think everybody getting on the show is possibly a fan. I mean, look, there's a lot of accounts associated with a lot of franchises.
I think that the big difference here was my best friend happened to be Heather Gay's hairdresser. And that kind of completely changed how things were portrayed and how information was given. I think, also what affected it is they said it themselves. They felt like I didn't belong. Heather Gay said she wants higher caliber women on the show. I mean, so do I. I think that we should probably have women on the show that don't piss themselves in buses, because they're so fucking drunk. Let's get higher caliber than that. I don't know. Also, that lives on the internet forever as well.
That does live on the internet forever as well.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, so when Heather's saying things like that, towards you about, like, we want higher caliber, and we all saw, you opened up, you show your story.
Yeah.
When you bought the Louis Vuitton. I mean, how does that, I mean, that's the thing. Like, is there this double standard of you did something so bad?
There absolutely is. Because, like, Heather, when she first started the show, she was very open about, I started in debt. I had nothing. She was cutting off the tags to her Zara clothes. So we're not that different. The only difference is I left my tags on and I owned it. And she tried to hide it, which is on par.
Right. I felt you owned pretty much everything, really.
I think it's sad, honestly, to come into a group or any kind of situation where you are trying to, like, lay it all out there and be shamed for that. Like, it would have been better if I kept all of that stuff to myself and hid it and tried to pretend like I had it and I was good. And you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
Well, to that point, like, do you think reality TV is now, I mean, not reality? I mean, we all are, I mean, we're all in on the way it works, right? This many years in.
You know, I can't speak for the entire reality world, but I do think I can only speak for my franchise, right? I do think in that situation, we're not seeing the real people that they are portraying. Yeah.
Who do you think is the most different when the cameras roll out of this group that you filmed with? I don't want to lead you at all.
I'm scared to answer that. I think that Meredith and Whitney and Mary are fantastic. That's what I think.
Meredith, Whitney, and Mary.
I think they're great.
So not Lisa, not Heather.
I didn't say that, but I did say that Meredith and Whitney and Mary are great.
Okay.
Yeah.
When, let's go to this finale. Okay. That I call one of the best hours of TV. So take me back to so you're, that we've all seen in receipts and timelines and screenshots, we've all gone there. But so when you're sitting there at this dinner, right? Because like you said, you are a newbie. So this is your first season. It's hard to infiltrate this group.
Yes.
Now you have Heather and, this is being brought to your attention. So as a newbie, what is going through your mind when you're sitting there and now this is being laid out in front of you? Are you, oh shit?
No.
Because you seemed very confident.
Yeah, I was well aware that this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen. I was shocked that Heather was able to act like she was so surprised about the page. I was shocked that the women were acting like the page was so horrible and I was so terrible when they were all very supportive of that page and the things that we were exposing about Jen Shah. And I was shocked that my best friend had given such personal information to Heather Gay. It's one thing to talk about the burner page and, expose me for that, and I'll stand 10 toes deep in that shit. That was dumbass shit I did. But to talk about my personal life, to out audio messages of me ranting on a random Tuesday to my best friend, that shit I did not plan on, and that's what took me by surprise.
How did you know it was going to come out when Heather brought this out?
Because she knew. She knew. She's been known. Stop. Not to mention, Tanisha had told people in my circle that this was going to come out and she was going to take me down. So
when you were filming, did you know right away? Did Heather know right away? From you, day one, or did she just kind of know from Tanisha,